KJ's performance. I mean, that's my brother. I'm just so excited that he's playing so well. He's the hot hand, and I'm just trying to get him the ball as much as possible. We talked about it in high school and everything, and now just everything coming together. It's very cool.
How often do you expect him to be open like he was on that second one, that 53-yarder?
Every time. I mean, that's what the coverage gave us, and I know that KJ is fast enough to get to that weakness in their defense. So I expect it every single time. And he even said on the one that he dropped that he owed me, so he got me back for that one. So.
What were the emotions like on that third down when KJ picks up the first down and you gave probably your biggest fist pump of the year? Just emotions going through you at that point.
Yeah, I mean, we needed that. We really did. We didn't want to put our defense back out there. Not saying that they wouldn't have stopped them, but they, when you stop them on 4th and 3, we feel like that we owe them something, obviously. So I was just glad that KJ pushed in there. He's a little guy, but he's got a lot of heart, and I'm just glad he got the first down and finished the game.
Sean, when you were up 21-0, the offense seemed to go into a bit of a lull start. How would you explain that?
What did you say?
After it got to be 21-0, the offense went into a little bit of a lull. How would you explain what happened that in the third quarter?
I don't really know, because I put it on myself a little bit because on third downs I thought that I missed a couple balls that I could easily hit, and then just standing in there on a few. But overall, I just want to watch the tape. Really, I don't really know where that lull went, but obviously that we had one, and there's a lot of things that we were going to be able to correct. But that's the one thing that we talked about in the locker room is our offense played well this game, well enough to win. But at the same time, we have still yet to even come close to a complete game. So once that happens, we're going to take the nation by storm.
Sean, you've been 1-0 7 times now. Aside from the wins, what are you most proud of for your first 7 college starts?
I got nothing else really. Yeah. Just the wins. I just want to win. That's all. Let
me bring up something then. 2 turnovers in 7 games. I know people are going to point to the touchdowns, the yards.
Yeah.
How important how proud are you of the fact that you have been you've been careful with the ball. You haven't given the other teams chances. I
guess that's definitely a big thing. I think that that goes with everybody though. That's not just me. That's the offensive line holding in blocks. They did a great job today. That's the wide receivers making catches, running backs, filling holes, open up the run game so that way we can pass the ball. That's just all over the place. So, yes, I'm glad that I've only turned the ball over twice, but at the same time, I shouldn't have 2 turnovers because both of them are on me, and B, yeah.
Is there a B?
Actually,
No, okay.
Just say.
What can you say about that crowd out there? I've seen Michigan struggle a little bit.
Very cool. That was definitely the coolest environment I've ever been a part of. Something that I'll never forget. I just thank Penn State Nation, all the fans, because they really came out and supported today. 110. It was 110,000 today.
Yep.
White out. I know that Michigan's offense had a tough time. Hearing themselves, and the communication was a little bit off on some of them. So a lot of love for Penn State Nation, the student section, just everybody who came out today to support, because that was huge. We won this together.
From a confidence standpoint, in the third quarter when you guys were struggling, it was a 3rd and 5 play. You hit KJ over the middle. From a confidence standpoint, how big is that for you? Because the next play you let it rip. KJ's wide open, 20 yards ahead of the defense.
Yeah, I mean that was one thing I think. Thinking back to it a little bit more, third down, I don't know what our conversion percentage was, but I feel like we definitely could have done better, and I start with myself on that. I didn't play it with the standard on a lot of the third downs. I missed a couple throws, missed a couple reads, so I just need to get better. But overall, I'm just excited that we got the job done, finished the game.
Sean, you've repeatedly told us that you feel like you're not playing your best football, but the fact that this team is 7-0 and one of the few unbeaten teams left in college football, what does that tell you about this team overall? Even if you're not playing your best football and you think you have room to grow, the team is 7-0.
Yeah, that's the goal. So I'm definitely. I would be lying if I said that I'm not excited of where we're at. We've obviously made a lot of strides. Won some big games like this one tonight. So I'm obviously very excited about being 7-0. Like I'm not trying to push that forward. I am. If anybody, I am the most excited. Maybe Franklin's a bit more, but just being the competitor that I am, I really that's all that matters to me is the wins. So, yes, I'm very excited that we went 1-0 this week and just plan on doing that next week.
You've won some games earlier in blowouts, but to win these last 2 weeks in games like this, how important is that for you guys moving forward to win games like this?
Huge. These games, these Big Ten games, are always going to be tough. Michigan's got a lot of good players. I got to give it to them. They played a great game today. I thought that on all facets, obviously I don't see the offense and the special teams as much, but their defense is really good, and I'm just excited that we can put up as many points as we could. I still think that we left some up on the board, but at the same time, I'm just excited for the win.
Sean, can you walk us through the third down play at the end of the game, the KJ rush?
The KJ rush?
Yeah,
First down.
Yeah. It was, I think it was 3rd and 4. We needed to get it. We ran a play that we really didn't practice that much, but I knew that it was going to work. It was just like a stretch pretty much, and KJ came through and pulled out the win. So I'm just excited that he had the heart to push in there, and he got a little banged up from it, but obviously I feel like if you asked him, he's probably pretty excited about the win.
After the game, you guys had a lot of emotional embraces. What was that all about?
It's just like the biggest thing for me is just because I've known KJ for so long, and to be able to play in this environment in front of 110,000 people, national television, like the biggest game of the week. And do that with a guy that I've known for so long and recruited myself and just grown in this relationship together. That's where the emotion comes out of, because I really do. When I say he's my brother and I love him, he's I mean that from the heart.
What was that party like in the locker room? I heard it was pretty cool.
Very cool. Yeah, you should come be a part of it. It's a lot of fun.
There were stretches of the game where you guys had a hard time moving the chains. Is this something you kind of expected, that to beat Michigan and that defense, you would have to win it with explosive plays?
Yeah, we had a bunch of things in the game plan. Obviously, I think that we could have executed a little bit better. I could have executed a little bit better on some of them, but we did convert some big explosive plays. Had some big explosive touchdowns as well. So, overall, I'm just happy with the win.
Sean, would have been a question that would have made sense in August, but 7 games in, what do you think are some defining traits of this version of Penn State football?
Fast, physical, and just a team that's really will do anything for a win. I think that's the biggest thing with us. I'm looking back on our season, we played in some tight games, we played in some blowouts, but the defining factor in all of it was we were all on the same page. There was never a time in this game, there was never a time in the Maryland game, there was never a time in the Pitt game where we were looking around confused or like we weren't going to win that game. We always had our heads high, had each other's back. This team loves each other. That's one of the big things with this team is, there's a lot of love in that locker room, a lot of brotherhood, and I'm just really happy to just be a part of it.
How's it happen?
How's it happen?
Yeah, how does it? Obviously, it's not just by accident.
No, the work that you put in the summer and the winter and all that extra work in the spring, going through camp, spring ball, all that stuff, it really brings people together. Going through trials and tribulations will always pull people closer, and I've learned that throughout being on teams. I think that's one of the reasons why football is such a great sport, is because you need all 11 guys on the field at all times. But for this team, we just always, I don't know, I can't speak for other teams obviously, but I see a lot of guys outside of football as well. So I think that those connections, just building them and getting to know guys on a more personal level, that's one of the biggest things for this
You
team.
talked in week 2 about holding that ball an extra tick to allow KJ to get to the top of the route. He said that he knew he was going to be the guy right as soon as he saw the coverage. Was that one of those where you were trying to hold on to that as long as possible to let him get deep?
Yeah, it's I don't know exactly. Oh, you're talking about the touchdown?
The touchdown,
yeah. He ran a great route, ran across the field, and I knew that with KJ's speed, you just got to give him a chance. I'm not gonna lie, that ball hung up there for a very long time, a lot longer than I wanted it to, just because you think you're just looking at it and you're just like fall. I felt like it was a good throw, and KJ, obviously ran a great route, ran under it. So
I know you have confidence in defense, but when they're down on the goal line, are you watching what's going on, or are you focusing on that if they score, this is what we got?
A little bit of both. I got to prepare for everything. So I got to prepare for, obviously, if they score, what we have to go on a 2-minute drive to put ourselves in a position to kick a field goal or score a touchdown. And then at the same time, I have a lot of trust in our defense. So at the same time, I was talking to Michael Schuster on, all right, what are we going to do to get out of there on the 3-yard line or whatever, because I feel like we're going to stop him. So a little bit of both. Just kind of got to be ready for all situations. So that way, you're not, something doesn't jump out to you. But at the same time, I have a lot of trust in our defense. I had a really good feeling that we were going to stop them, and they proved to everybody, why they're one of the best defenses in the country, if not the best.
You're pretty calm in that situation with Michigan on a 3-yard line and the game on the line. You don't have too much anxiety.
Nope. We practice situations like that all the time. I've always wanted to be in situations like this, so it was one of those things, just standing on the sideline, being ready to, go out in that 4-minute drill and just finish the game. That's always been something that I want to be a part of. So just embrace it, smile through it, and just enjoy the moment.
Sean, you've been very critical of yourself this season, despite Penn State being 7-0 so far. In just tonight's game specifically, how would you personally assess your performance, and how did you think that you handled the Michigan pressure, especially in that late second to third quarter stretch?
Yeah, they bring a lot of pressure, so obviously it was a lot of film study this week, seeing their tendencies, seeing where I wanted to slide protections and everything. But, in general, I'm just happy with where we're at. I mean, we've won every single game, and that's the main reason I'm here, is to win games. So we just got to keep on putting these things together. We got a great group, and I'm just proud to be a part of it.
Sean, did some of the one-on-one looks that you were getting to go up 21-0, did those change in terms of their defensive looks that they were giving you after that?
A little bit, yeah. There's a few. They played a lot of man. That's who Michigan is. They're going to man you up a lot. And they did a good job of it, but we got playmakers too. So just getting our playmakers in space, letting them win. They were playing outside leverage, they were playing inside leverage, a little bit of everything. But we had a lot of plays to match what they were doing. So I thought that we attacked them pretty well.